What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid News Now. Lots of stories to talk about today. First up, a major character confirmed for the Flash standalone film, then Jared Leto with some surprising comments towards WB and DC, and finally a new rumor about a potentially big cameo for Doctor Strange. First up though, let's talk about that major confirmation for the Flash's solo film. In breaking news that just broke within the last hour, The Wrap has confirmed that Ray Fisher's Cyborg will appear in the movie. This comes after months of rumors that Cyborg would appear in Flash's movie after the two joined forces in next year's Justice League. Those rumors started about 4 months ago when executive producer Deborah Snyder herself seemed to imply that Ray Fisher and Cyborg would appear in the film, referring to his camaraderie with the Flash's actor Ezra Miller when discussing the Flash's solo film. Now, details are still very sparse. We really don't have anything other than this bare-bones confirmation from The Wrap and of course now also Variety, but WB refused to comment on either of those stories. But since the floodgates are now open, odds are more details will come out very shortly, so stay tuned here at the Hybrid Network for all the updates as they emerge. In our next story, and potentially less positive news for the DCEU, Jared Leto had some harsh words for DC and WB this past weekend. His displeasure and disbelief about the Joker's cut scenes has been well documented, with the actor even telling IGN that maybe the deleted scenes would surface after his death. But this kind of takes it to another level. At an event he hosted this weekend called Camp Mars, a summer camp type thing for fans of the actor and musician and his band 30 Seconds to Mars, he got really real with the campers. The campers were all adults, by the way, in case you were getting the wrong idea and were assuming this was like a Neverland type situation. According to people attending the event by way of BatmanNews.com, the actor further expressed his displeasure with the final product, which he apparently can't even bring himself to see yet. He went so far as to say that he felt tricked by DC and WB into being part of something that was very different from what he had originally been sold on, and he generally thought that it was going to be more artistic than it ended up being. But the harshest words of all came after a question regarding his contract. Quick background info: Leto is an avid rock climber and is really good at it. But studios typically have actors sign contracts that say essentially that they won't do anything dangerous so as not to damage themselves and potentially delay projects. Leto, though, is undeterred and has continued to rock climb. When asked about the conflict by a fan, his response was, let's say short and to the point, fuck 'em. So this is just another chapter in what's already the potentially worrisome saga of an actor being very unhappy with a studio that he's supposed to be involved with for years to come. Look, I don't want to over-dramatize the situation at all, and of course, allegedly, time heals all wounds, but if Leto is really this unhappy with DC and WB, it could, emphasis on could, become a major stumbling block for his future in the DCEU. To me, it seems like it's going to take a seriously potent pitch for Leto to get back on board with DC films, and probably some heavy changes to the Joker, or at the very least, certainly some heavy involvement for Leto and his Joker in a film like The Batman, which a lot of people had circled as his probable next reappearance in the DCEU, but earlier reports suggest that that film is going to be more of an examination of Batman and his relationship with his villains as a whole, rather than just focusing on one or two. So that all just goes to say that there is a lot of uncertainty at the moment. But in the comment section down below, let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your concern level for Leto and his future in the DCEU? And do you really think that he could pull an Edward Norton Incredible Hulk type walkout? On to our last story of the day, a new rumor has shed some potentially first details on a big cameo for Doctor Strange. According to podcaster The Angry Ginger on Twitter, his sources have discovered that none other than Tony Stark himself, Robert Downey Jr., will have an appearance in the upcoming film. And believe it or not, there's actually some evidence to suggest that an after-credit scene or an Easter egg of some sort was just recently shot and added to the film. Though it officially ended production back in April, Benedict Wong himself, who of course will be playing Wong in the upcoming movie, just tweeted yesterday that filming had wrapped. And as someone who's actually playing a major role in the film itself, you've got to think he knows when they're filming or not. But whether or not Tony's in the film, I actually am in love with this idea. As the original article on comicbook.com pointed out, Stark can pretty much count his friends on one hand right now, and if other reports are to be believed, moving forward in the MCU, Tony Stark will head up a government-sanctioned team of new Avengers as opposed to Cap and his secret Avengers. If that was the case, a superpowered sorcerer that's a relative newcomer and has zero connections to any of the former Avengers would seem like a safe bet as someone that Tony would want to recruit, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get the awesome facial hair bros moment on screen. But really, there are a lot of cool parallels that could be made, especially if this is a post-credit scene. Very early reports have suggested that Doctor Strange will have a seriously large role in the future of the MCU, and that he's potentially being groomed to be the face of the franchise and team leader of the Avengers moving into Phase 4 and beyond. If that's the case, I think they've got a great opportunity to pay homage to the MCU's very first post-credit scene from way back in Iron Man 1, when Nick Fury invited Tony Stark to join the Avengers Initiative. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you think this rumor is legit? And if so, are you excited for it? That's gonna do it for me here. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider supporting us on Patreon for access to all sorts of exclusive goodies. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.